face off. We're gonna talk your face off. 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 Talk your face off.
Screaming fast now, man. 336 down, 20 up. We've tripled our numbers by just taking an extra minute. Sorry, y'all. We had to reset our modem here. I sound like I'm talking Southern again.
Yeah. What's going on? You're back.
I'm back.
In one piece.
In one piece.
No airplane doors flying off or anything like that?
No, we had to go back, though, because of an unruly passenger. So
crazy.
There's a funny story about that. May I tell?
Go. Be my guest.
Okay. So my wife didn't actually want me to go on this trip. So like before, like we were still deciding whether or not I was going. And then Barry was asking, hey, are you coming? I'm like, well, I haven't booked my flight yet. Hey, we started talking because I was worried about finding a hotel and all that. And I was able to get one where the whole crew was staying. But my wife was like, man, like, you know, just watch the news. Flights, like our planes are falling apart. The passengers are unruly, just crazy. And I'm like, that never happens. Like, you know, like how many flights go up in a day? This is just, they don't have anything to talk about. So they're talking about this. I kid you not. I text her and being like, yeah, so I'm on that plane that just went back to the gate to drop off a passenger because they were cussing out the flight attendants and being just completely unruly. I had a feeling it was going to happen. So there was two options. Yeah. Like they could have just like passed out. Like it was at that point, you know, they either can get on, you know, get in the air and fall asleep or they're going to be unruly, like, because they were being nuts at the gate. Like, really? I was standing there thinking, oh my gosh, like there's some college kids just being like rank, like chalking, just nuts. Really? I'm looking, I'm like, I don't got my kids, but you know, you as a dad now, you just think like, what? Why are you know, like in public, there's other kids around, so I'm just looking to see, and it's like these old people, like 65, whatever, 60, wow. And just plastered, like. It's lunchtime and they're just gone. Like, and so that's what I'm saying. They could have two options. They could have, if she could have held out a little longer, she'd have fallen asleep on the plane. I just know it, but she didn't. Instead, she decided to cause a ruckus. And I was having a good old time. I was front seat. And so I'm just talking with the flight attendant dude and just laughing about it. Like, I'm like, I know what's going down. He's like, yeah. He's like, you might want to have your phone ready for this. I'm like, no joke. I got it ready.
He said that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll help you. I'm like a big dude. I'll help take him down if you guys need some help. But
that's funny.
It was
take down a 65-year-old lady. Good luck, Tony.
Like we didn't know. Like they were in the back of the plane. Like we couldn't really hear it where I was. You know, so one of the flight attendants came up. She's like, we got to go back. And the funny thing was the lady says, that's the third time. And so like it's all happened. I'm like, third time this year, third time this month. She's like, third time this week. I'm like, oh, dang, wow. That's why I don't fly Southwest, apparently. Like, shoot. She's like, it's summertime. They're heading out. I'm like, that didn't happen on Delta. Like, now, I never once happened to me on Delta.
That's crazy.
True. It did happen in Israel, but I was the guy that was already asleep on the plane. And I slept through the whole thing. So, but
how funny.
Sometimes people make you feel young. Michael, are you saying I'm old? Is that what you're saying?
Dude, okay.
I called them old and made me feel young. Is that what you're saying? Hey, what's going on, chat? NorCal.
I had one of those like epiphanies. So my dad came by and he goes, you got nice trees on your street. And I'm like, that's an odd thing to say. So I'm like,
you're showing your age, Pops.
I know. And so I look at the trees and I'm like, wow, they're full. And then today I was driving in a neighborhood that I'm familiar with, but I'm not down there that often. And it's springtime here. So everything's huge and green and out of control. Right. And so, but our trees on our street, I was like, these are huge now. Like when
Yeah.
we first moved here, they weren't that big. And then I was down in an area today, not where I like grew up, but kind of in that area. And like, I was like, these trees are now covering these buildings. Like they're huge. And I'm like, oh my
I've been on this
gosh.
planet too long.
I know, right? I know. I'm like, wow. Have I literally been here that long?
Norcal says here. A weekend in monster trucks and you have a southern accent again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was rooming with my buddy Matt Hall, and he's got a big old southern accent. Yeah. It doesn't like I said before, it doesn't take much to pull it back out. Like,
yeah.
Well, that's what happened in that video. Like when I was doing the race one, and it came out, and then I had to keep it because it was just one of the takes. The best take had an accent again because I got excited and it just came back out, and then we were screwed. And then the King of RC happened. So
that's funny.
It was all accidental, and I just noticed it coming out when we were doing the open here. I got excited, and there it was again. So
Axial 32. Yeah. I know. I'm not the best speller.
What do we say? Do we spell something? Oh, Seing
typo.
monsters.
Yeah.
Trippin and Seing monsters.
Yeah.
Tripping and not spelling right.
Well, I was busy. Today. So I had an impromptu go see a movie. And so I had to pick up the kids, and then we went to go see that movie. Good movie. If you're a girl dad, it's a good movie. So
nice.
The actress in it, the lead actress, she's 12.
That's the imaginary friend one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to explain it that way to me.
Yeah, she's the one that is. She's also was one of the main leads in Walking Dead, and she is really good. That's really good. So, yeah, I thought it was good. Good movie.
We'd have a whole lot more views right now if we used the Sparkle Smash truck as the thumbnail.
We probably should have done that. Yeah.
Should have done that in hindsight.
Should have reminded me. Maybe next time. Tripping and seeing monsters with like
it went nuts. It's always funny how that stuff happens. Like, well, you did all this other stuff, and I posted a slow motion crash into the wall of steel with Sparkle Smash, and that one blew up.
Of course it did. Why wouldn't it?
So how was stuff for you this week? We're gonna talk. So I know people are gonna. It says monsters. We're gonna talk monster trucks. Big weekend of monster trucking and RC monster trucking, and all kinds of stuff to talk about, and lots of footage that I have to go through, and lots of stuff coming in the following week and a half. I'm gonna be posting just on the IGs and the reels, just like individual races and freestyles, and
that's cool.
Yeah. I'll have to cut them a little because we only get a minute and a half.
Yeah.
But I'll find a spot, cut out some of the extra in a spot. Maybe
so
there's a lot of tumble wumbles and just.
You were able to get a lot of footage this time versus the weather last time.
Oh yeah. And I didn't do both. I only filmed with my phone. So I don't have any. That's why I said reels. I'm just gonna drop them as races, like.
Nice.
And I'll probably do in the title round 1. Whatever, or semifinal, whatever, bracket 1, and I'll probably just
RC ones or the actual one, the real monster trucks.
I didn't film the real ones, dude. I watched that. Like, I don't get it. Like I do. Like I filmed Ryan, and I filmed like Bari, and I filmed Weston and Adam, and Tyler, of course. But so I did a few, but I was still watching. So my filming wasn't even the best because I was like, I want to experience it. Everybody and their brother is filming it. Monster Truck Lord, Avenger Racing, Monster Jam themselves, live streaming. Like they're live streaming everything nowadays.
That's
awesome.
Crazy. Yeah. So the RC Monster Truck. Would you call it a course? What would you call it? Track.
Track, yeah.
Okay, so
call it track. It was an S track.
Well, I'm talking about for the RC stuff, like the whole thing for freestyle, all that kind of stuff. How rad would that be to have that built in your backyard, and just like soft, loamy dirt? Would that suck, or would you actually like it?
Oh, I think it'd be fun for racing. Oh yeah,
for everything.
just throwing dirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. For monster truck for RCs, it would be fine.
Yeah. I
They
think that'd be
wouldn't
a
crumble
blast.
as much, and they wouldn't break as easy. So we had a lot of breaks. So that if I could say one thing about the weekend, it would be carnage, like
Really.
10
Yeah.
scale and full scale carnage, man.
Yeah.
The racing was the most amazing racing I've seen in a long time. And again, like NorCal says, having Matt Hall next to you makes it that much better. He is a
Yeah.
dude. He's a hoot. Like, and he's so into it. And he was in one of the videos. I made him say, he lost his voice like
Yeah.
during the qualifying and the practice, screaming at trucks and
Yeah.
cheering for people during the practices. So
That's cool.
I made him say it. He's like, son of a digger, grave digger. Like he's only got a raspy voice left. Like, how'd you lose your voice? He's like, son of a digger, grave digger. And then everything, the Pagliarulo, Team Pagliarulo.
Yeah. That's too funny.
But yeah, it was awesome. I had an absolute blast. I didn't run a single truck. That's not true. I ran an LMT Mini for 4 hits, and then the battery died.
Oh no. I'm worried that I killed my battery. I don't know how to test it. I was just gonna buy another one. So we charged it and tried to turn it on. Nothing. Like nothing. And I was
hopefully it's just your battery, not like an ESC or something else.
I can't imagine why. It was driving fine ran when we parked it.
So either the battery on this one was gone or the motor. Somebody smoked the motor. It was a Try-Me truck, so it's very possible that like kids holding it on things and
for sure.
Who knows? But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for most people, like the guys that brought their personal ones, like Jeremy Bunting and them, like they were running them all weekend, dude. They were like jumping on those wood ramps and hitting like it was like a wall, boom, one wheel, and they just drive away like nothing happened. Should have broke like multiple things, and these things just take an absolute beating. I mean, they were headlights hanging and broken wheelie bar stuff, but like the trucks just kept driving. And like they took an absolute beating on that course. But the 10 scales could not. Like freestyle, there was a lot of them under a minute braking, and then doing a lot of just driving like with only front wheel drive, or because they'd break a link, and then it would pull the axle back, just drag, and then the drive shaft would fall out, and then they're either driving rear only or front only, and plus it's like dragging that link depending on which side broke. Sticking into the ground, and it was tough. Like it was because it's cement with carpet and wood ramps, so they're getting big air, and if you don't land,
even if you land
nose down or whatever, or even if you land on the wood, you don't clear the whole thing and you case it, you can break your link.
So did you see a lot more custom chassis LMTs out there this time? Or
dude, Black Market was there.
Yeah.
So Jacob Smallwood was there. A bunch of people running his stuff. Warpaths that are now made for from Trevor Adamo, running those. People doing their own custom ones. Tad Goat, I think it was, made some for like the Schultzes that they were running, which they were super fast. Everybody was fast, man. Like the competition was stiff. This year, Big America was there. He was running. We had lots of people, lots from all different race fields, from Trigger King to the East Coast guys running up New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut area, Pennsylvania. People were from everywhere. NorCal, SoCal. I think, was there anyone from Colorado there? Is Bufka from Colorado, or is he from California? Brass Ring Fab.
I thought he was California.
Is he California?
I thought so. I could be wrong.
So, RC Jeep guy. I hate to be a negative Nelly, but that show sucked. Which show?
Brass Ring Fab says California.
Show. Okay, is he in here? Oh, yeah. Okay. So he's from Cali. He was hanging out with the boy Troy's hobbies from Colorado at the last event I was at, so I wasn't sure.
Nice.
We claimed him and Isaac as Californians. Isaac was there. Yeah. Chris Cirillo from the East Coast. I can't name everybody.
Sure.
Michael Letcher, Mike Iacono.
Yeah. Miss Letcher.
Yep. Doll
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah.
Dolled Up Racing. Both of the Schultzes, John and Jonathan.
Yeah.
Clyde Delisle. Barry's son Cairo is there racing.
Nice.
JJ was racing, and Mike Eaton.
Were they all planting really good since it was concrete, the way that they were racing?
No, because the carpet, it seemed skatey when I was watching. They had a hard time tracking straight, in my opinion. Like they'd come off of the wood ramp and hit that carpet, and then they would be in each other's lanes. Instead, you'd think with carpet, like you just straight, but I felt like they were skating on it a little bit.
Huh.
It was, if they were hitting it with speed.
Yeah.
So, but it was an S track too. So, man, and the jumps aren't very wide.
Yeah.
And so there was some tangle ups, dude. There was one finish that was epic, just crashing into each other off it. But the real course was the same way, man.
Yeah. Looked tight. It looked tight.
I wasn't sure about it when we watched like the qualifying and all that. And like a lot of them weren't making that corner, like that tight inside last corner.
Yeah.
Man, that race night, the people that were getting that lane were just digging that corner and just like slingshotting out of it. Except for the winner who chose the blue lane out of all of it.
Really?
Yeah. Garner.
Yeah.
What's the son's name? It's not Jamie Garner. It's his son.
Brass Ring says,
and Wildside. Somebody's gonna say in the chat for me in a second.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm blanking on it.
Zach, he says.
Oh yeah, Zach Garner. That's it. So yeah, I mean I'm like, man, that's risky because the faster lane was the red lane, like when you were looking at actual times.
Yeah.
And he was close with it, I think. But like he just dialed it in because the thing is like there's still room for error with that other one.
Sure.
The room for error was greater.
Yeah.
But it was intense because the top dogs got knocked out like first round, man.
Really?
Oh yeah. It was insane. Like, and Olfert was the last chance qualifier, made it all the way, took third place.
Wow.
Dude was just knocking people out left and right.
That's awesome.
I thought he might win it, like, because he was just going so fast.
Yeah.
And what a story. Either one of them, like, for Zach Garner's his first time doing the big show like that, and took a win, man. And so awesome. But then also with Olfert, like, coming up, being in it for so long, and then, being crew guy for like Bari and different people, and then getting a truck and taking it like LCQ, and then just going through the field like that. Unfortunate break for both him and Zach during freestyle, and about 85% of the competition, I would say.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of tough breaks.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Yeah, Brass Ring says his line of sight is bad. I never race on off-road tracks, and I'm blind from welding. I hear you on that, my friend. I hear you. I'm like blinking every now and then, like, come on, let me see. The worst is my battery was going dead in my hood, and I was like, I could squeeze this last process out of it.
Yeah.
And I go and I closed my hood down and I go to weld, and it's like, I'm blind. Like it just
it didn't turn on the battery.
No.
Oh, that's a bummer. It doesn't charge while you're doing it. Like it doesn't use the light. It doesn't have a.
No, not mine. I don't know if there are any that are.
They're UV, like, right? They're solar charging ones.
No, that panel on the front is a sensor. It's not really it doesn't power off that. At least the good ones.
Mine
are
I would put
powered.
out in the sun to charge. My cheap one
What?
that I got off of Amazon. Yeah, so I figured it was charging while I was welding too with the
no,
maybe not.
The good fast ones all have batteries. Like
Okay.
like I all
But they're not
my
rechargeable. Maybe I just am clueless to how it works.
I think you might be a
I
little
think
bit
I'm
of that, a
clueless.
little bit.
It would be cool though if it did, right?
Yeah. Wear visors or something to block the blinding light from the welding. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why my lines are so bad.
Yeah.
But no, it was awesome. I don't know, like we could talk about it since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
The RC side of it was great, man. They ran it like
Yeah.
a well-oiled machine.
That's
Like
cool.
lots of turnout.
Yeah.
Racing wasn't as big when we started.
Yeah.
It grew, but that's because we started right when the gates opened and people were trying to get in lines to get autographs and all that.
Yeah.
But after they got that, and then it was just like you can either walk around or it's something to do is sit and watch these RCs race.
Yeah.
There was pretty decent crowds for the high jump and the freestyle stuff, and even
That's
the end of
cool.
the racing. So
That's cool.
which is good because those were crowd participation ones.
And so I think I asked this last year. Losi doesn't provide fixing parts for those, do they?
They do.
They do.
They bring spare parts.
Oh,
Yep.
good.
Yeah, there were spare parts there for people that would break, like if you broke a servo or
yeah,
you broke
that's
an
cool.
axle or
dude, that's so rad. Because if
I think
that
there's
was
even maybe spare motors, like if you blew a motor.
Really? Oh, dude, see, that's what I think is awesome. That's really awesome that they did that. Because versus like you either having to pack all that stuff or having to buy it and then fix it. That's, like, especially if you're trying to like promote them or whatever, by driving harder than normal. Right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they had spare parts. People were getting them because they were breaking the links, like I was saying, and they were getting them repaired. They had a lot of those, like rod ends and shock ends and rebuild stuff.
Did they have tech guys rebuilding them, or was it just
no? Everybody, it's like racing. You go back and rebuild your stuff. And if you don't, it's just like the real trucks too. If you break in a race and you win, but you hit that last jump and wreck out, if you don't fix your stuff before
in time,
the person that lost. I think that's how we did. The person that lost that race takes it. It's not like fastest time because they're not really.
Yeah.
I don't think they were timing.
Yeah, NorCal says everyone brought enough stuff to basically build a new truck too.
Yeah, a lot of people have their own spare parts because especially if you had custom stuff, you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Like people would bring a spare truck even like to have to rip off of. Yeah, I mean that all went well. The racing was exciting. A lot of close finishes. And it's just like the real thing. Like every once in a while, you get one where it wasn't close because it was close until somebody rolled or took one bad hit.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was pretty good. The high jump is fan participation. Like there's no way to really measure it. Just who they think was highest.
Right. So,
but it's fun, like because they get into it, and it's just. And then they did the grand finale with everybody hitting it.
Oh yeah.
At the end, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, the real Avenger, was it Avenger that they showed,
or the was graffiti
it?
One?
I don't think it was. No, I don't know. I don't know if it was your video or not. But they hit slow mo. They speed ramped it right as it got to the peak of the high jump, and it just looked like it was weightless. And then it came back down.
Of the real truck doing the high jump?
I don't.
Yeah, I didn't get
was
to
that
see
your
that.
video?
No, I didn't get to see.
It was pretty rad. It must have been a Monster Jam video, but I was like, "Whoa, that's cool."
Yeah, there's a lot of people like Monster Truck Lord or Adventures, that does. They go to all the shows and film them. They had a lot of cool slow-mo stuff. I was working on editing my videos to be uploading during that for Bari and all that. Because I was tagging him or collaborating with him on every video, so it was getting out to all his people. So that's what I was there to do, is film for them for that event and get stuff out.
What we really want to know is, what I was going to say, what we really want to know is, how was the after party stuff? Was there any after party stuff? You're like, I cannot confirm nor deny that there was.
No, so we went back and pretty much went to bed because we had flights in the morning.
So old.
Yeah, we had to get Matt Hall. We got back at midnight or something, and he had a 3:00 flight. Had to be at the airport at 3:30.
Ew! Did you move your flight, or did you?
I moved mine. I paid to move my flight.
Good.
I didn't have to be there till 7, but I got up at 5.
Yeah.
Get everything ready and whatnot, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the night before was the hotel bar was pretty packed.
Yeah.
But I think too, like a lot of them save it anyway because they have that big night now. They do the after party show the next
Oh
night.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think they get all dressed up and they're hanging out at an
yeah.
event, and then so, which I watched some of that to see some of the awards. That was pretty cool. Jamie Garner made a bunch of men cry. I said on Saturday because they rebuilt Tom's original mud truck.
Uh-huh.
I hate that stupid thing. You can't get rid of that because I do that a lot. I keep track of things with my thumb. I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna give a. But so yeah, people were crying for that.
Yeah.
And then when his son won, like, dude, he was just like like
Yeah.
lip quivering and just like
Yeah.
hugging Tom Mentz and like going nuts.
Yeah.
Everybody, because he's been in the game for a long time, and like
Yeah.
his son win it all. Yeah, I mean, everybody's crying for that too. Is like, yeah, it's crazy. So that was amazing. Freestyle, there wasn't a lot going on. So they tore down because the racetrack was so big and involved with the S curves. They left the two S's in there, and they put ramps on the back of them. But then they also built a few extra ones. But it was also tight like that. Some people were, I think, afraid that they wouldn't clear things, and so they were checking up on so many of the jumps.
Yeah.
But then the floor wasn't level in the middle, so like you couldn't slap wheelie. There's really no room. That nobody even tried to do a bicycle through it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the two-wheel skills, but I did watch it on the show. Dude, the winning run was awesome.
I don't know who won, but Toro Loco had
Mondo, yeah.
That was sick. Yeah. That was RC car style. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I showed Dalton. I was like, dude, you got to see this. This is pretty rad. He goes, is that a real monster truck? And I was
that was really good. And Weston and Tyler's were really good too until that, like walking up that huge ramp.
Yeah.
But also, like, they had that huge ramp for the high jump, but also as a race lane. And that was the big air thing people were hitting. But because the jump is so tall, it doesn't feel like they're getting big air because the landing's so high.
Yeah.
That you're not looking at like ground to the ratio like when Todd LeDuc would do that leap, or when Bryce Kenny did his this year. Holy cow. And he's just skied it over nothing. Like,
yeah, not a lot of frame of reference there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just felt like it doesn't feel as big, even though I know it is. I mean, I've never jumped anything that high. So it's still like crazy cool.
I've seen your vertical, Tony.
Yeah. Yeah. My kid's like, hey, can you jump up and grab it? I'm like, I'm not going to try anymore. I'm like, nah. I'm going to blow out a knee just trying.
The worst is when you try to jump and you're like, did my feet actually stay flat the entire time I jumped?
Right.
Like, did I just bunny hop? Like...
Yeah. I think I was still dragging shoe on that. Yeah.
Got like 3 feet of air.
But Bari was in the lead for a while. Like with he had the first, I think, solid long run. Mm-hmm. Like Weston went out and he was the first person actually, I thought, go big, which happened the same thing last year. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody else was kind of like checking up and hitting things. And Weston came out and was like, dude, you can clear these. Like, let's go for it. Like, but it made him wreck out, because he caught one of them awkward on that. There's that split landing and just twisted the truck up. Bari, I think, just was smart enough and saw, well, everybody's trying all this, do something different. Mm-hmm. There was not a lot of room. Nobody did donuts. Like some of the stuff that you're just typically used to seeing nowadays wasn't happening. They weren't getting the weird rebounds or the running slap wheelies across the hole. There wasn't room to.
Right. The saves on the two wheels.
Not a lot of saves went on.
Yeah.
Tyler ended up getting one, and then Ryan got one, but his tire blew off. And ended him. But yeah, so there wasn't a whole lot of that kind of crazy out of control save.
Yeah.
They didn't have that middle pod to kind of go sideways or do other things or.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, they were still getting some good air, but it was like back and forth. Well, then Bari decided, well, dude, I'm going to check up and just do a stoppie, like, and then maybe a little moonwalk. Just different, like showing instead of just jumping back and forth, like, and checked up jumps. They weren't even like.
Yeah.
And
little pop jumps. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was more impressive to stop and almost do two wheels on some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then he was going big and caught and like hit the top of the jump and then blew a tire out
Mm.
when he crashed. And they shut him down. But he also did good in racing. He ended up in fourth, but he was just going through the pack.
Yeah.
And yeah, all of it. It was all exciting. Racing more, I think, than freestyle this time, which usually I'm all freestyle is everything kind of a guy, but like
Yeah.
the racing was so intense and good and
Yeah.
close. It was close.
That's cool.
But you didn't know it was close till they hit that last corner, like because
Right.
you had no reference,
Right.
and then you'd be like, "Oh, you're like," and you're just like punching the guy next to you, and yeah, it was good.
Make ground there, yeah.
But I mean, poor Adam hit and like was out. I don't even know if he made 30.
Oof.
And I could tell he was frustrated.
Yeah.
But because they come out there, it's their big night, and they want to show the fans what it's about. Like,
yeah.
And I felt like a lot of them didn't get to do that. So, but Ryan did and Tyler did. They had 2 big runs, but even like Todd LeDuc didn't do anything huge.
Yeah.
Like last year he did a huge backflip. He always goes huge.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a chance to. He didn't make it to the point where he got to do his huge move. So
yeah.
But
that's cool. That sounds like a cool experience once again.
Yeah.
Very
it was
cool.
all good. I mean, based on the year and a lot of stuff, and when you watch it, like the top 2 guys that you see a lot of week in, week out doing crazy stuff still did some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Both of them got backflip to moonwalks. Then Tyler got a backflip off of those big jumps, which is just different. I think that put him over the top because it was close. And then Bari took 3rd. And I would think that was, the judging was, I think, spot on through the night for it too.
That's good.
And then the new girl in the Dalmatian truck, Jamie Sullivan, I think. I'm terrible with names.
I don't know.
The chat will fix me because these guys know it all. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like they do, they literally know it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but she had a decent run too. Like, first round out. Yeah, Jamie Sullivan. See, I was good.
Yeah,
I done did good on that one.
I know what I'm.
Should have remembered Zach Garner. Don't know why, but win some, lose some. Anyway, so that's that in a nutshell. Freestyle for the RC is tough because you do fan voting only.
Yeah.
And they don't have long-term memories, and the crowd changes so much that if you go in the beginning, you're not going to win.
Right.
So I don't know how they choose how that works, but Big Merrick was like 2nd, and he had a freaking killer run.
Did he?
Oh yeah. I mean, he was doing corkscrews and intentional like twist flips in the air.
Yeah.
Like that nobody else was pulling off because he knows how to turn the wheel and hit the brakes. And
yeah.
I mean, some really cool stuff, but got, by that point, like nobody'd seen it. Whoever was cheering to know to keep cheering.
Right.
For his. He would have been closer, I think, to the top than, by the 4th or 5th truck, he was already forgotten. So, but a lot of good runs for that too, but also a lot of breaks and people that are good that didn't get to keep going. But it's, I mean, just like the real trucks, it happens, man. So we have an awesome course to run. Like I just want to be out there running it because every time I've been, it's been rain. And like even when I did the one freestyle in Orlando and took 2nd, got my plaque right there actually. It was tough, like conditions wise. And then last year I didn't even get to run. Like I was next in line or 2 away from running, and they called it like the end of the pit party. So Jacob Smallwood did good. He's here. Black Market RC had a great run.
Yeah.
I need to get him that video. I have to get through it all. I was playing catch up on stuff today from being gone, but and I have started going through some stuff and getting it broken out. But lots of great runs. But if you go at the end, your chances of winning are pretty high. Because if you're just the last guy that goes, it's just whoever the last person is that remembers the other truck you're against.
Right.
So, but Josh Rhodes went last, and he did do. I mean,
Josh
he goes
Rhodes
nuts,
stuff.
like full trigger, like quadruple backflips, and
high out of the pipe.
Full speed, sending it left and right and every which way.
I don't know how his car stays together. on some
Oh,
of that.
parts were flying at people, man.
Or
Oh yeah, yeah. Safety hoops were destroying and going nuts. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Black Market says he's
They didn't
going.
land a single jump.
Yeah. Black
Dude, he
Market.
was like casing him down. I thought for sure that he'd busted more because one of the first jumps he just landed straight down, then went straight forward.
Put a hole in the ramp.
No, it was on the concrete. But he has the solid treel. He ended up shearing off a bolt, but it still held together a little better than some of the others because of the way that it still broke off versus the link doesn't quite drop the same.
Yeah.
So it was a little sloppy, but not as bad. But yeah, it was just a lot of not landed, but keep the trigger on until you get back to your wheels, kind of tumble, flipping, twisting.
Yeah.
Which to the crowd, they're like, whoa, like,
yeah.
But a lot of wow, like a lot of people going, whoa, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like a lucky save or a lucky bounce.
No, it's just one of those you just keep on the trigger until it gets on the wheels. There's so much power, dude.
Yeah,
like he's got it built to do that. Like, he's gonna keep it driving no matter what. Like,
that's crazy.
I mean, he built it to win freestyles with, and it's doing its thing.
Yeah,
it's winning freestyles, man.
NorCal says they were all ducking for cover.
Yeah, well, there were parts flying on their tables into the pit area. Yeah, at one point I shielded myself because I thought the tire was going to blow because they're like in the saving it, we're getting so stretched.
Yeah,
dude, I don't know how his glue holds. Like, I want to know what he does to glue those J Concept tires to the wheels because I don't have that luck.
Yeah,
I'm like re-gluing mine before I do it. Tell my kids to get behind the table.
It's like just stand over here, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just look through your eyes like this.
The funny thing is, that's the only run that didn't record on my phone for whatever reason. Because I knew, like, usually we post, I'll send that to Horizon or whatever. They want to post that because it always does well too. Because it does well in person, does well online. People are like, well, blown away by it.
Yeah.
But I just recorded 22 minutes of the whole Freestyles one, and so I think it was probably buffering or something. Because I was literally watching the clock on it going, I'm going to have to edit this before I post it because it's over my time for a reel. And then I'm thinking, what am I going to cut out? Trying to, as I'm editing, trying to think through, and I stop it. And then I go back after it's done. I interview him, do whatever. And then I go to edit it and upload it. I'm like, where's the file? I get it. And I look, and on my computer, there's not even one, like, number wise, sequentially, it's not there. So it just never closed it and wrote it. And I'm like, crap.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
So, yeah, it was frustrating.
Yeah.
That's a good word for it. But I did get it from somebody. I sent out messages like, hey, I need this video.
Yeah.
So, anyway, cool. That's my thing. That's all I did. Let's talk about you.
Wasn't even
me. That was everybody else.
It wasn't very exciting for me. We were battling the rain for our oval race, and we got our cars ready for it. The kids went out for a practice. They looked pretty dialed for like first time oval. This was their first time with their cars, really. Olivia hadn't practiced. Dalton had one day of practice. She got out there and she looked really good. And it was kind of one of those days, those days where things just like the stars aren't aligning. Like it was sprinkling, raining, and it was kind of gray out. And we were in the trailer.
Now, wait, was this clay track or
dirt track? Yeah. And so
when it's wet.
Well, and then they were like postponing because they're like, we saw the weather opening or clearing out.
Yeah. So
they ended up not even doing signups till like 1:00, and we had already been there since 10:00, I think. And they're freezing. The kids are freezing. We had heat on, so that's what I was going to tell you about the Minecraft thing. So we had heat on in the trailer, and I'm out doing something. I don't know what I was doing. And I come back to the trailer, and they're both like huddled by the heater. One's on an iPad, one's on the Switch. And the music that's playing is the Minecraft music. Because apparently at school, they say that it helps the kids like focus, the Minecraft music or whatever. So I'm like,
okay.
I walk in and it's like straight up a spa. It's like 75 degrees in the trailer because they had all the doors closed. They're playing this like Minecraft music. I'm like, like taking off my coat, and I was like, this is too hot in here. And so they went through their first qual and did okay. They did all right. I saw the footage. Dalton was leading. Olivia was right next to him for a while. It was cool. That was actually part of the cool thing, seeing them. They were door to door for a handful of laps, like just trading back and forth kind of a thing. Dalton crashed and his battery came out, and the marshal threw him back together and got him on the track. He still came back to third. Yeah, he came back to third. Olivia was sitting fourth at that time, or she was sitting third, and he passed her right at the end. And then he passed her right at the end because she got looped out on the last lap, went down to fifth, and he took third and she took fifth. So, and then the sibling bickering started.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, so I kind of I've been really busy at work lately, and I was kind of let everyone have an earful, and I was like, look, I'm busting my butt a lot these days. I don't want to hear it. And I was like, you know what? You guys can go home. I'm staying at the track. And so I was like, called mom, and I was like, it's time for these kids to go home. And they were understanding, I guess. So
Yeah. Did they come back, sorry, Daddy, after when you came home, or avoid you?
A little bit of both, yeah. Yeah, I got a text from Melina at like 4:00, and she's like, both of the kids are asleep on their beds right now. Like they were just like, it was just one of those days, and like, and it's funny what it made me realize. It made me realize that I really don't do it for myself anymore when it comes to the racing stuff, because it's not that I didn't have fun, but my fun is seeing the kids work on their cars and race their cars and be competitive. Yeah. And that's what I get the most out of, versus like me actually running. I didn't do great. My car was all over the place. Like for some reason, like turn 3 and 4, I had turn 1 and 2 dialed. Like I could be on the throttle and just, feather it a little bit going around the throttle. Then down the backstretch to turn 3 and 4, I would open it up, and for some reason, I don't know if my tires would just balloon too much, but I would come into the corner and I would just loop out a ton. Like I'd have to really scrub speed before I went into that corner.
What do you mean by loop out? Like slide out or
roll? Yeah. No, I just spin. Yeah.
Okay.
And so and if I didn't let off the throttle and like blip it at the right time, the car would do one of these and get unsettled and kind of tunnel and then I'd spin around. So, it's one of those things, but it was still fun. The cool thing is the cars looked so rad going around the track. Oh, our cars are all like 70s style muscle cars, and they just looked like real deal, like down south dirt track racing cars. I love it. Oh, it looks so cool. But then one of the other cool things is, you saw the reel. They did a figure 8 track.
Yeah.
And we did a couple figure 8. Did you do it? I didn't do it. I'm planning on doing it this next time out. I thought about.
Will you bring like a different body for it?
A whole different chassis, yeah. Okay. So I literally thought about taking Dalton's car and like.
So you don't have to run your regular dirt. It's just beat him up for the fun of it. Or is it an actual race?
It's an actual race, but it's open to anything 10 scale 2-wheel drive.
So you can bring slashes or whatever out.
Yeah, because they have slash class and stuff like that. So the guys that were in slash class, a lot of them came out to that one. So they did a figure 8 track, and I have some video of like 4 cars just weaving through each other, just like wham, right in the center. And I was like, that was rad. And then at the very end of the day, they did the daisy chain race, where they took like little plastic car toys and boats and chained them together, so they had 2 or 3 of them hanging off the back of the cars, and then they did the figure 8s trying to knock them off. It was cool. Like the figure 8's going to be a cool one.
That's super fun.
So, and I have a chassis that was a short course truck that I'm going to build up, and that's going to be my figure 8 car. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw my old Captain Insano body on it. Really, really cool. Like it's just gonna be a really cool setup. It's kind of a bummer because there wasn't a lot of people there because of the weather,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like build it and they will come. So I think that once the weather, like the last race, the weather was phenomenal. It was like
Did you
in
get
the
videos of
80s.
it and you post about it? That'll help.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think
I
people
got
seeing how awesome it is. Like,
yeah, I got
yeah,
a
yeah.
ton of video, and lots of pictures. Uh, oh, 8 scale nitro late model racing, bro. That
Eighth
is
scale nitro late model.
8 scale nitro late model.
Oh,
Oh,
that
dude,
sounds amazing.
it was like I have a GoPro video, and I was like down on the end of the back straight, or right, not on the end, but like the middle part of the back straight, and I put the GoPro hanging off the side, and they were like drifting up to the top and just coming like, I mean, I was like, please don't come off the track because these things are massive. And then they have the big Lexan sidewall for the late model thing, and I'm like, if that comes flying off, it's like taking off my arm because
Right.
those are 11-pound missiles like going around the track. It was really cool. So they had that. They had 8 scale late model electric, and then they had all the sprint cars, all the street. I raced street stock. The kids were in rookie. I probably should have went to rookie, but I held my own street stock, so I did okay. But I just need to figure out how to dial the car back, or not back, but just dial it a little bit better. I'm running that RevTech that you sent me.
Oh yeah, how's it working?
It's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
So that's the
Well,
thing
I'm
is,
not going with a light. I'm going big if I'm gonna get something like that.
I know. So that's the thing is that if I go full pin, the tires just pizza. They just
Really?
oh
That's
yeah.
good. That's what you want.
Well, yeah.
Exactly what you want.
I know. I'm like, it's like coming out of the corner. I'm like holding it down. I'm like, oh, this is fast. Like this is real fast.
Why would you not want to do that?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I posted that one video of Dalton racing Olivia's car, and he's like full on dirt track drift around the corner, and he held it straight coming out through it, and he just pinned it like going around the corner. It was really cool. That was on Instagram, but no, it was a cool thing. I'm excited for it to go. I'm a little concerned about this weekend. We have a big weekend this weekend,
Yeah.
and the weather's not looking promising. So I'm a little concerned how we're gonna kind of hold it together. So Saturday is off-road dirt. Sunday is turf, and Monday is oval race. Back to back to back to back. It's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Those are long days, man.
When do you
Long
mini
days.
comp? What days is that?
Yeah, I know. I know, right?
Do you even RC, bro?
I don't.
That's
I wish I
what
did.
people do is the mini RCs now.
Yeah, well, you know. I did get my new shirt, the one I made. It's upstairs. I should have brought it down here. The one that's on Teespring now. The
Oh, yeah?
Associated. Oh, dude, it looks killer.
Does it?
It looks so good.
Which one is it?
The America one. Here, I'll after you're done sharing that, I'll share it. I have a picture of it.
Do you guys see that new body that Proline's gonna drop?
No, is that for
See
real?
this? You didn't see this?
No,
Where you been?
bro.
Yeah, it's for real, dude. It comes with both Bel Air like body stickers or Avenger stickers, so you can turn it into a monster truck or this. Being released by Proline, they're gonna announce it this week.
Shut up,
Dude. Look at the Proline stickers on it. That's their truck. That's Greg Sopa's truck. That's not a Parma one.
that is so sick.
It looks really good in person. Like the scale on it's perfect.
Do you know if they're doing it in clear or is it going to be?
Oh yeah, it's clear. And then you choose whether you want to paint it to be like an on-road car and put like classic stickers on it, like the real thing,
Yeah.
or Avenger stickers. So it comes with both sticker packs to do an Avenger wrap or and then you just have to choose and get your paint scheme, which one you'd want from him. But
I
Yeah.
gotta see
So
how wide it is.
it's a big body.
Like,
That's the LMT race chassis. So it's a big body. So that would be King Sling length,
yes.
basically.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I want
So
it.
the mold, it's got to be a 3-piece because of the way that it's done. It's so nice. You don't have to like glue it together or whatever, or screw it together. It's one piece
Right.
body. So hopefully it's
Oh,
pre-trimmed.
so sick.
Stinking freaking better be pre-trimmed.
That's what I was doing when we hopped on. I was trimming out some bodies.
Trimming a body.
Yeah, I got. So for those people that have old Associated 8 scale buggy RC8 3.2s, you can actually fit the RC8 4 body on it if you change the side rails. I experimented and I was like, oh, this works. I had to change the side rails, but it turned out pretty cool. Look at that.
I'm trying to see what he broke on it.
Looks like
there's stuff hanging
everything.
on the links. But he has metal axles, so I don't know what that would have broke off.
He probably just sheared the screws or pulled the screws out. They're just aluminum.
Yeah. But yeah. There's another thing. I got to look and see. I had 2 interviews that had the audio wig out because I had my mic plugged into it.
Uh-huh.
But you can't like listen to it when you're doing it. And so it's like, so I need to try and like, you can actually, it records the audio to the mics themselves.
Yeah.
So I need to try and get that audio off and just try and sync it up. Because one of them was just going through the whole audio. I'm like, dang it. Yeah. I hate when stuff like that happens. And then people are like, hey, when's my interview going to come out? And it's like, well, here's the thing. Yours was the one interview that freaked out, but
yeah.
I filled my phone up completely with stuff. Oh, Fortnite has a thing going with them. They're going to have a Fortnite truck for Monster Jam.
Do you play Fortnite?
I don't.
Me
it doesn't interest me. None of that stuff interests me. Like these type of unicorn trucks or anything like that. Like, I think the Kraken is the one that works okay for me because it's like a regular body, like with an octopus stuck on it, like wrapped around the back of it. So it still has a truck look on the front, where these are just to look like an animal or a dinosaur. They're not my favorite.
Yeah.
I know the Bull one still kind of has a truck look. El Toro Loco, I kind of like that because it still is a truck with a little bit of a nose job, but dude, it was full. So are you gonna do 8 scale racing?
Me?
Yeah, those ones you're talking about, those nitros. You gonna try and get into it?
No. Super rad, but no. Like, it's just, they're not. No.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I probably would have more fun running the figure eights and just breaking stuff. I need to get the Proline Nova hard body though.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be running. That's the body that I'm running, the Captain Insano body.
Yeah.
You can't really see it up there, but
not visible.
No, but that's what I'm going to be running. And it looks rad. But the hard body one, the tough body or whatever it's called, I'd have to paint it on the outside, but I think it'd be worth it. But the body that I have right now, I'm basically just going to drywall tape and shoe glue the whole thing, like preemptively. And then what I'm actually going to do, I know you hate onboard video, but I'm going to make a mount for my GoPro and cut the windshield out for figure eight racing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Go super wide and just be like, I'm sending it, like going through.
I don't hate it. I just don't like doing it myself.
Yeah.
When other people do it, and if it's not the whole video, Like there were times
yeah.
when YouTubers did only like a whole
Oh,
video was
yeah.
just that. I was like,
Yeah.
nope, can't watch that.
Yeah.
Somebody's talking about the Sparkle Smash. This is, I will agree, was really cool. I can't get it to go there. So she made one, and it looks stinking rad.
She made
She
one?
painted it, yeah, 3D printed and painted that, and a mini LMT one. So she had 2 of them on display
Wow.
before the truck even unveiled, because they made the toy already.
Mhm.
Everybody kind of knew and she has a look at the Lucas Oil. That's one of my favorite looking trucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
Lucas
that
Oil.
one.
But yeah, so it's just like the animal shapes. I don't hate them, but they're not my favorite. I'd
Yeah.
rather have an old Michigan Ice Monster or
Mhm.
the overboard trucks, like the old
Mhm.
school looking bodies.
Mhm.
But these are still like trucks, so that's kind of cool. Like the Digatron, that's not really my thing either. And I know a
Yeah.
lot of people like it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
not my favorite. That stabilizer truck, though, there's something about it because it's so small.
Yeah.
The way that it sits on there and that makes the wheel, I love the look of
It's
that truck.
cool proportion.
Running.
Yeah.
The proportion of it's insane. So
Mhm.
Excalibur, yeah, bring that back all day long.
Yeah.
Recreation, that's cool too, because it's a truck with the
I
camper
agree.
top on it. Super cool idea. I'm
Yeah.
like, what a fantastic name and idea.
I know.
Wins all around from that team on that.
No Taz for Tony.
Yeah.
GMRC
RC Cheap Guy. Chat is working. Yep. We see you, man. Did we miss a comment? Or is Chad working? I think he means Chad.
No, he meant chat. Yeah. The Chad definitely did not work at in Seattle, or the Chaz, Chop, whatever it was called. Chop, Chaz, definitely did not work. That's cool, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Sport just bought the Kyosho Bel Air body. That's a pretty nice looking body too, though.
Yeah.
It's small for an LMT, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pumped now. I love that body. I wonder if it'll fit. LMT is not quite short course length, but I wonder if it would fit. It's not going to fit the street stock. That'd be pretty cool, though.
No Taz's for Tony. So there's some guys. So it's always weird to be like someplace and have people yelling out your name or like, hey, CCXRC or whatever. It's like, and then you don't know their name. And because nobody has photos of them up. It's always like trucks and whatever. It's so tough. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, cool. I know who you are.
Yeah.
But these guys printed this 3D printed a Taz body for like 18 scale. It looked really cool, and they brought it and had like Adam Anderson sign it and all that.
That's
so
cool.
I said Taz, made me think of that.
Yeah.
So there's Jessica. We just talked about her.
Yep. What's going on?
Her truck.
Looking good out there.
In fact, it's still sitting right there. The thumbnails of it, the end of it, because we showed the Sparkle Smash that you've done a great job with.
Super cool. Super cool. Random, but I ordered a Proline Beams kit shortly after that came out, maybe 4 or 5 months ago. It showed up today. Crazy. I figured it was
never coming. Dude, that's a long wait.
That is a long wait.
Because we had them at our shop here. There's several of them sitting there at Reaction.
Speaking of a long wait, I went to the Associated site, and this Unicorn SR7, I was like, I knew they were shipping, but I haven't seen many people having them. And I was like, I wonder what the cost is on this. Out of stock till August. And I'm like, did you guys only get like 10 of them? Like I was like, what? I've only seen one YouTube video of it. Like one YouTuber.
That YouTubers are buying it. I mean, it could be the Hoonigan or, yeah.
Oh, it was recalled.
Dope.
Like total recall? Was it catching on fire? Like, what was going on with it? I didn't hear this.
Dope. There were fires.
Well, that's kind of realistic. I mean, there's always fires. Down,
baby.
Yeah, there's always fires coming out of the turbos. So, I'll allow it.
Barnyard.
But did you die? But did you die? That's crazy. So what's coming, Harley? What is that teaser? That's what I was talking about. Conspiracies. Tripping and seeing
Oh,
monsters.
so I was hoping it was a mini truck.
I feel like it's a mini truck.
I don't know the bolt. Then
The
head
little
on
V.
the head on and the screw top doesn't look
It looks like it's
like
a
a
Phillips
mini
head.
I know that
I was like, is that a Phillips?
it was like Phillips heads to bushings.
I know. I was like,
Is what you saw, right?
So okay, the
But
part.
so a lot of
Do you
people
have a
saw the
picture?
flat part on the top. I can
Do you-
pull up a picture.
Yeah.
And they're saying leaf spring. And I'm like, well,
No.
unless the leaf springs turn with the truck, like
Yeah. No.
it looks like a behind the axle steering or something mod to me. I
But
can't
they
tell.
why would they do that? Because they just did the servo on axle kit. And
Turn the servo on axle around and put it behind.
Put it right in front of the axle,
That's what you
so
should do.
it'll be plowing stuff. Never a Phillips. Oh, it's the Japan one. The Tamiya. Is that what the Phillips? It's not a Phillips. It's called something else.
Whistling Diesel got a Tesla truck. Oh my gosh. I am so ready for this video.
Did you see?
Sorry, I'm easily distracted.
Yeah.
Easily distracted. Before we talk about his other stuff, we have to show this because it's that cool.
Oh yeah.
How sick is that?
Pretty rad. Pretty rad. I like it. I'll allow it. So, okay.
I missed it.
Okay. So here's my rationale. The Vanquish logo on top of that C-hub is not, in this picture, very like high res or crisp.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm inclined to think that that's a very small piece.
Yeah, but I think the head on that screw doesn't scream small scale. I don't think that
looks Phillips. I think it looks small. No.
Well, look at the pill on the
look at the
behind it.
Look at the distance
Look at the
no.
So that's one of those sticky trays, right? The no slip mats behind it.
The tiny sticky trays.
I'm just saying, it doesn't look that small.
Harley says there is a second teaser posted at 4 p.m. today.
This was an intentional teaser?
Mm-hmm. There's a second one. Maybe it's on the VP.
I'm going to have to look up Vanquish.
Yeah.
Vanquish products. Oh, that's a driver.
Oh, is it the Ripper?
Dude, they're going to make a TIE fighter. It's a TIE fighter pilot.
Come on, Tony, do your Photoshop skills. Let's get this contrast going.
All right.
Change that histogram. Let's go.
I'm going to have to take down whatever we're looking at because it's going to go to a different window.
Okay, that's fine. I'll show my shirt while you do that.
All right, so
present. Share screen.
Photoshop. New.
Okay.
Now I have a window open.
So
There's your shirt.
Very exciting.
Keep talking about your shirt, and I'll keep working on this.
Very wrinkled at the front here, but I think I cracked the Vanquish F1 car. I think I cracked
That's probably
the
it.
code when it comes to the cheaper looking Teespring shirts. And there's a fancier shirt called like the DigiPrint shirt or whatever it is. And the quality was way better. But here's my okay. I don't want to do a debate on this or a poll, but even my wife was like, I don't think you can do that. And I was like, what? She's like, I don't think you could do that. She goes, you're not supposed to mess with the stars on the flag.
You're not supposed to.
I know. but I'm like, it looks cool.
You're also not supposed to put it onto like shorts and pants and
right.
all the
Yeah.
stuff that
Well, and here's my thing.
flag lovers do.
We need more America, period. So America, yeah, right? Like, let's America everything. You're also not supposed to change the colors of America, right? And you always see the dark grays and all that kind of stuff for the American flag. So I think
yes, double they do. You can choose tall. I always choose tall sizes for mine.
I think it depends on I think it depends also on the product that the designer chose. Some of the apparel lines do and some of them don't. I'm not sure if this one does.
See, Harley says
it's like painting rocks in a state park. Just put the logo above it. Yeah. See? Why not? I don't know. I don't mind painting rocks at the state park.
You're not supposed to have like tablecloths made out of it. Everybody does that. I mean,
right.
There's a lot of misuses of it.
There is. But I
all made in China.
I consider myself a patriot, and I think that I'm okay with that. Why is it all black behind us? Where's our background?
You probably moved it.
You probably moved it.
I think you took it away when you were figuring out how to do stuff. So I have to re-screen share. What?
There. How's that?
We're so professional.
I know. I can't see what the comments are. Are people calling me what's the non-patriot word? I don't know what it is. Communist? No. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I don't have permissions to. Okay, I have a trick. So I will save this and I will put it into Chrome because I don't have permissions to share this other screen.
What?
So
that's blasphemy.
It's a new computer. I haven't.
Oh, I see. See, I think that America shirt's going to be dope, and I am proud to wear it and proud to be like America, everything. Our cars all have some form of stars and stripes on it. You can't disgrace the flag any more than our president. Oh, I'll not read that one, but it says so. Go ahead, Pablo. At least someone's displaying the flag. Thank you. Tony froze.
What?
I can hear you, Tony, but your screen has frozen.
Really? I put up the screen share. Does that work?
Getting better. Nope. Oh, beach ball. Oh.
I think that's your end because I'm not beach balling.
Is that the best you could do?
I didn't see you trying. It's a terrible image. I screenshotted it, so I didn't start with high quality. And I think they shot it with a potato camera.
Potato camera. Well, I don't think it's 10 or 24 scale anymore.
Detail, yeah.
Yeah. That back seat has a lot of detail. Is it the Ripper? Or is it a U4 car? Looks like a U4 car. Why would they have a helmet?
They did a
like
good
that?
one, a good U4. That's what you've been asking for. I bet they were listening. They were like, you know what? Pablo really wants to bring back the U4.
Harley, if that's the case, I know a guy that can showcase it at U4 races. Let's go. Brandon took the pic with his flip phone. That's awesome.
I don't know why this orange, red, white, and blue is bothering me, but with the orange with it, color-wise, kind of, I keep looking down at it.
There's a few fonts there too.
Van Quiche.
Yeah.
Van Quickie.
I like it. Well, I'm excited to see what it is. When's it coming out, Harley? Yeah. Tomorrow? Thursday? Is it going to be ready to ship? Or not?
Will there be driving videos of it to show what it can do?
Tony's just playing dumb. He probably has it. He probably has 5 of them. He's like, oh, by the way.
I don't. I did get a review car in the mail.
What?
I did say yes to doing the review.
And you still got it?
No, I said yes to it. Yeah.
Oh, you said yes to it.
Yeah. They asked, and I said yes.
Was it
I'm on board with this.
Was it like an animal looking like monster truck that had tons of lights on it?
Shut up. No. But
It was a Garfield inspired 3D monster truck body, and the lights
one
and
of my
tail lit up.
favorite styles of cars that they make.
Ooh.
It's
There's been some talk about the 6x6 coming back.
no, it's just poorly done social mediaing. Let's show you why. Did you see what happened? Are you in on it?
I read it.
Okay.
No, I read it. I don't know why people.
They cut out the picture of the 6x6 of all their cars and asked which is your favorite.
Yeah.
But then that made everybody think that something was happening with the 6x6, or that if it was a favorite, why did it go away? Because you're basically saying this was a favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, it had the internet's, the small world of RC internet's all ablaze in their comments. But let's just pull it up because it was that good.
Was it?
It was decent.
Black market's questioning a conspiracy of the LMT V2.0. That would be nice. Ooh.
For the record, we use the 6x6, the fill in the blank. The best axial release of all time is the, and then they show this. But the blank is in the middle of the truck.
Right.
And so you're thinking that we're supposed to answer this was their best release?
Ouch.
It's supposed to be asking, what do you think the best release is for you? Like, what is your personal opinion on our best release? Fill in the blank, but the blank is on top of what is their 6x6 Unimog. So it's confusing at best. Like, oh, so this was the best axial release of all time? Then why did you kill it? So it just got people asking the wrong questions, right? Yeah. For the record, we use that 6x6 silhouette for this image purely because it's instantly recognizable. We didn't want to steer the comments. Pick any axial. Just make sure it's the one you think is the best ever, which isn't clear at all in there. It doesn't say, it's not. They'd have been better off just putting their logo down or a picture of all of their cars.
Harley seems to think it's a dumpster fire. Those are some strong words, Harley. Strong words.
Tony, did I notice the LMT tires on Greg's truck? I did notice the test LMT tires on Greg's trucks and on Michael's trucks, and maybe Alan's. I can't remember. There were several test tires going around.
Nice.
So,
speaking of tires, I just got a bunch of tires coming this week. Bunch of tires coming this week. I hate buying tires. Again, if anyone needs to sponsor a race team, I know a guy that needs to buy tires a lot. Yeah. Look at it. Look at this.
You need to be recycling.
It's like
yeah.
It's like the 6-foot sub. Killing me, smallness.
That looks heavy with that metal.
It is heavy. I don't go to the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were testing out some new BKTs.
Nice.
So he's saying LMTV 2.0.
That'd be kind of pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Zach says, what could they change? I think...
Who would change?
What could they change on a version 2.0 on an LMT?
Oh, you wish you knew.
Oh, I know what they could change.
Yeah.
Everything. I'm just kidding. They're coming out with a unicorn body.
Somebody's asking if we're going to get the Digatron body. I don't think so. It's a pretty intense mold if you were to do that. But yeah, and I don't think I mean, it's more popular than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of people that use JCB equipment probably for work and things, so it has a pretty cult following already. And Tristan England's a great driver too, so that helps. So he was like, he took second place in racing. He was the race winner last year, and he was flying out there. But yeah, LMT Scalar. I don't think so. I think they're going to keep it kind of race oriented, easy work on oriented.
What if it was an LMT?
They're leaving
retro?
You guys to the Scalar stuff, which is, I think, is smart. Like,
what if it was a retro, like a Clodbuster, but an LMT?
There's
style?
not the market for that.
Come on,
not to keep it for the race, whatever.
Factory
That'd
tuber,
be a whole separate thing. They had a tuber, man. Like they had the axial and they got rid of it. So I don't see that happening. They do the tube upper. There's more. It's just easier to work on the way it is now. I'm hoping that the one thing I would like to really see changed are the and if they do a V2, I would hope they take some of the stuff from the LMT TLR tuned. Get like the sway bars for one, I think could be redone, rethought, or just go back to the way that we were doing it before that truck that are more scale, right? What else would I do? I think they're going to leave a lot of the
wheelie bar could be redesigned.
I think they should do the bump.
Yeah,
I think they should make that scale.
Yeah,
but again, it's for the whole market. It's not for us. But I would love it if they come out with the wheelie bump for it that you could get.
That wheelie bar.
Here's the thing. You look at the racers today at this event that I was just at. Almost nobody was running the stock truck except in freestyle.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So the smart thing for them to do is not worry too much about it. Improve the things like the driveline is already stupid insane.
Or just bodies.
Just
change the
fix up the axles. They're not going to change the bodies because those two are the top selling trucks. They're going to keep selling. So it would be nice if they did come out with something that was more generic that you could do anything with. But
like a Chevy.
I would still want it to be ready to run though. Just leave it clear. Put a clear Chevy body on it, or
a van.
Yeah, and then they could do overboard with it, whatever, you know. But the C-Hub Ackerman, if they did what they did for the TLR Tune ones too, with the bigger bolt through on the hubs and that stuff, stiffen them up any way they can. Maybe take some ideas from this and not make it so many pieces for the axles.
Yeah.
So you don't have that center piece. Have it just be 2 pieces.
Clamshell it. Yeah.
Yep. It's technically more than 2, but yeah, I would clamshell it. And you're not saving that much time. You still have to take enough apart to get to that inner part and open it up. Just make it 2 pieces.
The only bummer of that, unless they did because like the mini LMT, I don't think you could take off the Heim joint where the link goes into. I think that needs to be serviceable. Where the link goes into the axle.
Oh, to replace them?
Yeah. Because those always give way. You know what I mean?
But what they do is they pull out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like you're gonna have to figure out a way to service.
If they were not
through bolt it.
The ones in the mini are also removable.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Through bolting would be nice.
So, well, if they definitely went in further, if they found a way that they could get plastic in to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, little things like that. But overall, I think the chassis works for making it easy to mount stuff to and get in and work on, and closest to a race chassis, but they keep the upper cage look. Here's the thing. Most of the guys remove the cages anyway. So half the people that are saying they would want to whatever, they're going to hack them down to make them lighter. So they remove a lot of that junk.
Yep.
But so I don't know. They're pretty sweet.
Yeah, Zach's saying the upper link always comes loose.
So if they found a way to do that better, which I think they did with didn't they find a way with the LMT?
I think you could access it better. I didn't think you could. I didn't think it captured better.
I thought they put a brace between them that you screwed into to actually
Maybe.
hold it.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
I think there's a, I don't know. But if not, they could do a threaded bar that goes between them that you could have a flat spot in to grab on, and you'd thread into that, and it would also keep it from,
It'd be a good stiffener.
yeah, stiffen it up. But I remember that it was hard to get into access it before, and they removed one of those stiffening braces or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they could do something like that, then you wouldn't loosen that bolt because you've got that solid piece between them that'll keep it, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. They should come out with a brushed version.
Yeah, that would be something I could see really being a beneficial thing. The world wants.
Or as brushed.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the aftermarket.
What if
is what's cool that they leave room for? Because what did RC 4-wheel drive do? They tried to make a race chassis.
What if they
buy it? The racers, because they don't want the companies making their race chassis.
What if they
Let's just say it out loud? We'll see what everybody's thinking out loud. We don't want them to make it the race chassis.
Yeah.
The company's black market's going to make it.
Yeah.
That way.
Okay.
SoCal's going to make.
Are you ready for this?
Chassis. I don't know. Maybe.
Are you ready?
Do I have
what
to?
If they put a gyro so that you could stand it up on its end and walk it and do the thing that El Toro
That'd be
logo
amazing.
Like if you could actually
if you could throw out a lot, if it didn't
balance,
if it didn't AVC you and keep you from doing other stuff, like if you could somehow get out of it quick into.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Well, you don't want people to drive. You just want Spin Master to do your tricks for you.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, super scale looking.
Yeah. It would make for awesome videos. It would help. It'd help the rest of us try and knock.
You know what?
America
you know what it is.
Too.
Okay, I know what it is. I know what it is. They're making 18th scale monster truck hauler.
Time for bed, Pablo. Hey, Zach. I saw Zach earlier. So I got to meet Zach.
Yeah.
So, and I forgot that we first really got going with it was because of you and your monster truck competitions. Because he kept saying about competing with me. And I was thinking, like, I knew we'd done the online thing, but I was thinking, was he on the East Coast? How did I forget?
Yeah.
But we competed together, like, because he's definitely one of the West Coast guys.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who I am. He's thinking I'm somebody else. That's what I was thinking. And then he reminded me about your thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we did do that together. We did compete.
Yeah.
Because it was the competing thing that got me thrown off. Because I knew who he was.
Yeah.
But when he kept talking about competing, I'm like, we didn't compete, bro. Like, you're on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. I've never been to the West Coast races. It was funny. Like, it took a minute. And I was just like, he has no idea who I am. Like, he must think I'm with, like.
Are you doing, Zach, are you doing the other online one still? I thought I saw his name in there. I forgot the name of the online event.
But. You need to update your photo, too, that you've got on here. Because that doesn't look like you quite.
Did you get catfished or something? Away. Is he like a blonde, like.
No, it's just hard to see him, I think, in this photo. No, he looks cool, man. He's got a cool vibe about him.
Yeah.
Cool dude.
Oh, okay, he just sponsors it. All right. How dare you, Tony? That's what it says. He's old. That's awesome. That's awesome.
He's old. How dare you?
That's funny.
And I also think, like, when I look at the picture, I don't know why, because it's so small on my screen and my eyes aren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
But I keep thinking it has like this frill-like thing, like a pirate would have, like a
pirate shirt.
Yeah, that's what I see when I look at it real quick.
We're just gonna call him Pirate Zach from now on.
Let me forget.
Pirate Zach. There you go. That's funny. I've thought every now and then about doing another one of those. They were a lot of fun.
You don't remember doing them? They were terrible.
No, they were fun.
The day of trying to film it and get a good run, that was fun for you. Then your truck breaks and you try and repair it because like, darn it, kids, I got it ready. Like today's the day. I brought everything
Dude.
out. And now first hit, I go and break my axle. Got to
I
tear the whole truck
remember
apart and dude,
my truck
not
just.
fun.
Do you remember the run where
Caught
my
yours on
truck?
fire?
Well, that too. There was another one. Do you remember when it like detonated and I like sheared the shock and the tire went shooting off and like drive line went flying the other way? I was like, how does this happen?
Yep. Call it done, bro.
Nailed it.
We're done. That was me on the well, because I had the new LMTs for your Christmas one.
Oh yeah.
And it was just announced that I was allowed to use it then.
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, then we busted the axle.
Yeah.
The other one was.
They had to send one out, didn't they?
They sent me a new one.
Yeah.
And I busted it like 2 runs in. I'm like, how did the other ones take such a beating? And I remember how many backflips I would just do. I'd just get off of trees and do whatever.
Yeah.
And and I sent it to the moon and landed just right and snap. But then I ended up doing the JERC, the cheese grater chassis with the 4-steer on it for the Santa Sleigh Smash.
That's what I
did
liked.
Really good with the 4-steer.
Yeah, that's what I liked about doing those events is that they were themed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, so it was part of the fun was like doing it, and then part of the fun was like seeing everyone's decorations and like how crazy it was doing it. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So maybe one of these days. Maybe. We'll see.
that would be fun.
I mean, I'm still undisputed champion when it comes to
ours. Yeah.
Just saying.
I think it's just that one angle.
Sure.
The cool shot.
Yeah. No, it was pretty cool.
The Christmas one was his favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Halloween
ones.
What's
going on now, says Zach. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's a time consuming thing, is what people don't realize.
Oh yeah.
Even though you're not editing it, like it's a one shot thing. But I mean, I would try to run a battery through and just choose the best run. Like,
oh yeah,
keep going. I've got a battery. I haven't broken it. Can I keep going till I, have my.
Well, and part of the fun was like me with the kids, and the kids would be like, "Go," and they'd keep a eye on the clock. They'd be like, "You're done. You're done." That kind of stuff. So.
Yeah.
Or having the kids do it. Yeah, Zach's kid won it once. I remember that in the Dalmatian. That was cool. I think Dalton got 3rd or 2nd in that year. I don't remember, but yeah, those were fun. Oh, the memories. We've been at this for a long time, Tony. It's crazy to like. That was only a few years ago, but it seems like we've been like. I was thinking about.
That's how I met you.
Yeah.
And we started doing this.
Yeah.
So I was getting ready to wrap up the RC conspiracies because I couldn't talk about anything anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like, it was lame to people would be like, "Hey, did you see this? Somebody just posted this," and they drop a link, and I'd have to try and ignore it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't.
Because you already had
it. Well, I couldn't go down any paths of talking about it or whatever. Yeah, it was just like, nope, didn't see. I know that's happened with Scale Builders Guild with Harley, where there's like, we're not talking about whatever just happened. Like,
yeah,
not here, not going to be brought up.
Yep.
And then videos would drop the next day. We just can't
Yep.
So that premise, it was, while fun, died pretty quickly.
Yeah. And there hasn't been many big drops because I remember you would do the lives after
the
big
Armas,
drops,
right? Yeah.
And
They
those
were
I
big
miss those.
scale.
I think those would be fun to get on and do those conspiracy things when the big drops happen. But there hasn't really been anything like that. Nothing splashy.
Well, and they're getting them out to stores much faster too, so it's not even like necessary. Like you can, and the stores are getting videos out right away, and they changed the way they do the drops a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
What do you got coming up next? What's next?
Next, Axial Fest.
Oh yeah, that's in June. June when?
Yeah,
End of June?
I think I'm gonna be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Leave Saturday morning.
Nice.
Get back. My brother's coming to town
Nice.
Sunday, and my wife will kill me if I don't get back home to help prep a little bit for my brother and his family coming to town, which means my mom will be here. My other brother is going to be here.
What a brother.
My other brother. I said it. Nobody knows the joke, but that's something that my brother-in-law would say. There's a guy that they knew that say other brother.
Yeah.
Him and my other brother. And so we always said that, but I realized as I was saying it, nobody knows it. Other brother. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to bust out early Saturday.
Yeah.
To get back to do a little bit, but I mean, there's gonna be plenty of time to do a lot of cool stuff.
Sure.
Brother Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
That's funny.
But yeah. What about you? What's next?
We've got that big race that may or may not happen.
Yeah.
The 3 days of racing. That I'm pulling up the weather right now, and it wasn't looking good this morning. Looks better now. Yes. Saturday, cloudy. It's cold. Cloudy and
Don't
58.
ever go by the weather, man.
I know. Well, weather.com's pretty good.
No, they're not.
They're
I use it. It's not.
good.
It'll show rain for the day, but what they really mean is overnight it's going to rain.
Yeah.
You plan your whole freaking day around the raindrops for they drop on that day.
Let's be honest.
Come on.
For me, it doesn't, because I live where I live and we get rain all the time anyway. So it's like, I think we know if it's like a 60% chance of rain, it's just going to rain for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got some work beef. Some work beef that's driving me crazy. So there's a guy that stopped by the shop, environmental health specialist. He came in the shop and he's like, "Hey, I'm here from the county to blah, 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 to look and to see if things are environmentally safe here." And I was like, I ain't got time for that. Cause I was like busy, and I'm like, I'm the only guy here. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, let's schedule. I go, the sign on the door says by appointment only. And he just walked in. I go, doesn't work that way. And so I said, I put him out a month, and the month is tomorrow. And so I sent him an email saying, "Hey, sorry, I'm still busy. I'm, blah, blah, blah." And he wrote me back saying, "This will be considered a screening refusal visit," in quotations. He's like, "I will put it in my, what do you say? I'll have to put it in his, drop it, and he'll have to put it in his ecology report. Sincerely." I'm like, cool.
Okay. Put it in my report.
I know.
Okay.
I'm like, what are you going to do? You're coming after me? That's like the only guy in the shop when I'm in a complex that has like full shops all the way down, and you're coming after me? Cool. Like I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I was pissed. Now I'm going to email him tomorrow. I'll be like, please make sure in your ecology report that it says I'm a one-man show and I don't have time to do silly things like this. And you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm safe. I've got all 10 fingers. I'm safe.
Yeah.
With my ecology. I don't have a third eye or anything. Come on now. Jerk. Seriously, it's just a money grab. Killing me.
Yep.
Killing me, Smalls. Anyways, that's my mini rant for today. But
I don't have anybody busting in my door down like that, so
that's all they want. They want money. They want to be like, "Oh, you got spray paint. How do you handle that?" Like, I sniff it and I throw it in the garbage. What do you want me to say? Like, what do normal people?
It's here just for looks, so people think I do paint.
I know, that's what I should say. That's what I should say. I should be like, this is all a front.
See these old flapping lips? Yeah. It's all a front. We sell drugs out the back.
Yeah, I should probably say that. They'd be like, "Oh, okay. Do you need help trying to figure out a way to kick that addiction?" Like, go away.
Yep.
All right.
Well, let's wrap it up, man.
I'm out.
Are you?
Goodbye.
You're out?
I didn't press the button yet, but I should have.
Oh.
Just
Well, it was a
cut you
great
off.
weekend. So the people that
Nice.
are here, Black Market, Jacob, Zach,
Yeah.
all those I saw. Hey, Dirk. I didn't say hi to you earlier. I should have. Hey, Gems Hobbies. Blue Dooley. Everybody that tuned in. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome hanging out with everybody for the past week. What weekend? Hopefully doing it again, Salt Lake City next year.
Ooh.
4th of July weekend. Makes it tough. Can be blazing hot. So, yeah, maybe Diesel Brothers will do something there.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City is their place. They came out to this one. They were there.
That's
I think
cool.
one of them was a judge, maybe.
Nice.
But yeah, good times. I really wish I was doing freestyle. That was the only thing I wanted to do is go out and do wood ramps. I didn't really care for racing anyway. So
Maybe we'll have to do another freestyle, you and me, and I'll still hold the crown.
did we do minis last time?
No,
We did the full ones.
full ones. No.
I think we should do a mini.
Nah.
No.
No.
They're back in stock, by the way, for people that have been looking for them, but they've been out of stock.
Yes.
They just announced they're back in stock. They're just stinking durable. That's all. That's the reason I'm saying is we could go out and get our runs going and not worry about breaking stuff.
Yep.
Not as many cool tricks with them, although they were doing some neat stuff with them.
Yeah.
At the event, not Monster Jam.
Yeah.
A little bit of bicycling and yeah.
That's cool. Right on.
One was running a wheelie, and then Jeremy Bunting was doing that, and I think it was Ethan Saunders was driving in circles around him while he was doing the wheelie. It was pretty cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. So
Bye. Many stuff.